Hey, how's it going? Got another Luba setup video for you. This one is setting up an area and mowing that area. And then at the end, I have it drive through a channel. So you see here your controller, whenever you open it up, you've got a little remote control section. The left joystick is forwards and backwards. The right joystick is left and right. And it takes a little practice, but the more you work with it, the more you can figure out the best way to drive it. So the idea is drive it around the perimeter and you're going to set up the area that you want it to mow in. And it's going to create the route inside of the area, but you're just trying to set up the perimeter. So what I'm doing is I'm driving it around the perimeter. Now, if you have no-go areas, you're going to add them after you're done. For this little section, I don't have a no-go area, but I do have a channel. I don't want it mowing the driveway, so really I need to set up a channel to get it across the driveway, and I forget to do that. I go back later and do it, but it's not going to be part of this video. Once you're done, it says planning complete. You say got it, and then you have a chance to enter more areas or end the task. At this point, I just end the task because I know that I want to get it mowed and I want to show you how the unit mows. So I flip over to task and choose mow, but you still have to set the height all the way up. There's a bug right now where you got to set the height all the way up. So I'm going to move that all the way up and then hit start, and it does all of its self checks. Then you tell it next and it starts working. Now it's going to determine where it wants to go. You're not I haven't figured out how to tell it where I want it to start. I wish I could tell it where I want to start because there's certain times that I definitely want it to change where it starts at. Once it starts mowing, then you can actually adjust the height to where you want it. With my neighbor's yard, I wasn't real sure how high I wanted it, so I actually let it mow at its maximum setting for a little bit, and then I start lowering it. So you'll see me lower the height here a few times, and I just want to check to make sure that my yard and the neighbor's yard looks the same. I leave the background sounds on so that you can hear the mower, but there's a lot of dog barking, so that's why you hear the background sounds disappear. So here you see it traveling up and down the steepest area in my yard. This slope, I don't know what it is. I know that the unit says the maximum slope is 38.6%. So I don't know what this grade is, but I would assume that it's 30 degrees. And it does a great job. Right now it's already mowed the edges. And while it was mowing, I was like, ooh, I should get down there and get a video of it mowing out the ditch. So that's what this one is, just showing you how it's mowing out the ditch. And I have a different angle here coming up. For this next area, I wanted to show you the actual speed the unit's moving. I know that I've done a lot of speeding up trying to save time with this video. So this is the actual speed that the unit's moving as it's going down the grade and then going back up the grade. I didn't realize it at the time, and I wish my screen on my phone was still recording, but I couldn't do both. So I'm using my phone to record here, so I couldn't also record my screen. But this is actually towards the end of it, so this is actually the last thing it does. And I think it does a pretty good job on this little ditch, but it actually finishes this ditch, and then because there's no channel for it to go back in, it just stops. And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out why it just stopped, and I have to take control of it. So I take control of it, and what I do is I send it back to its base station. There is a channel going through this 50-foot metal garage. And as it's going through this 50-foot metal garage, there's no signal, there's no Wi-Fi. There at the time there was no cellular card. I put a cellular card in there since, but obviously there's no view of the satellites or view of the RTK. It is supposed to be able to go through 50 meters without a signal and I this is only 50 feet, which is a lot less than 50 meters. So it actually makes it through the garage fairly decent until it gets right at the end. And then for some reason, right here at the end, it decides it's going to turn around. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I decided to just let it plan itself out. And it actually turns back around and then takes off again. um, so, it's early days. Uh, they've still got some software updates to do, I'm sure. It does make it out of the garage though, which I was happy about and surprised about, to tell you the truth, because it didn't look like it was going to make it. Um, so you can see the unit made it all the way out of the garage. Now it's in yard number one. This is the first one that I set up. You can see the little home station up there by the second garage that gets to the backyard, and then you'll see the RTK on the second pole there on the right hand side. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Subscribe for more. More content is on the way. Thanks.